Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to round number 3 of the 2020 MotoOption Clothing Supercross Series here in MX Simulator. My name is Kellen Brower here from Start Your Systems, and we are bringing you guys the action.
Another weekend, a new story. I found a diamond in the darkest mine. We started speaking, a smooth talking, a tiptoe over the borderline. She left her lipstick on my cheek.
But it's time for round 3 of the 250 East Division Championship here in MX Simulator. Houston 3 lined up and ready to go. Let's drop the gate in the 250 main event. Controls it to the first corner and he's going to get it. Nathan Prin, no, just beat to the line. RaceTractorGaming.com whole shot award goes to Hubbard. Prin a big mistake, and there goes Eaglin to the lead. Now Prin trying to cut back up. Prin down the inside of the sand to the lead. And back out front on the 42. About half a lap left to go. Nathan Prin on the verge of, I believe, making history here tonight too.
A cold sweating, it's hard to make it through the day today.
Nathan Prin has won his first career 250 Supercross main event. Colby Eaglin looks like he will settle for second for the second week in a row. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's round 3 at Houston. Does he get the whole shot? He may have just been tipped by Jack Haley as Leclerc goes 3 in and to the lead. Leclerc to the front, and Haley's right there with him. The race lead on Leclerc, and he's got it. Jack Haley to the lead at the end of lap number 1. Oh, Haley down. He OJ'd into the corner, and he fell off the bike immediately. Carter goes by. There goes Castaneda to sell.
She vanished in the blame, and I can barely sleep. Yeah, so got her lipstick on my cheek. I turned around, she vanished in the blame.
We've seen him do it in years past, and it's going to result in his first win of the year. Alexis Leclerc has won the Houston 3 Supercross. For over a decade, the best riders in the world have met right here. This is the pinnacle of MX Simulator. And he takes his teammate down! To win, it takes dedication, skill, grit, and desire. Leclerc underneath of him puts him up. This is the battleground. It all starts right here, right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to MotoOption Supercross.
I'll never back down. I get up when I'm bleeding, barely breathing. I'll never back down. I get up when I'm feeling broken and beaten. I got a fire in my soul, the fear's taking hold. I can't get control of my own life. I'll never back down. I get up when I'm bleeding, undefeated. I'll never back down. I'll never back down.
From Tampa, Florida, riding for Moto Playground, number 14, Tyler Lane.
I have a dream, that's all I need. I'll make it happen with some work and belief. Know what I want, so I'll take it on. I'll make mistakes, but mistakes make you strong. Let's break it down for a minute.
From Lake Havasu City, Arizona, riding for MV Films, number 20, Jeremy Cohenauer.
I be chillin' with the gang. Through this blood sucker.
From Portland, Oregon, riding for BPC, number 21, Chase Blakely.
Boy, you should keep it space. H block, this is not your place. Bro, this pop your ass like a balloon. Wanna play around, I bet you lose. Sit your ass down, don't move. Gelati, yeah, we running with the toes. Shawty like to sip up on the goose. White girl got me feeling like a loon. Looney Tune, we running with the loop. My gun is my just running.
From Orlando, Florida, riding for atom.com, number 17, Adam Holmes. From Los Angeles, California, riding for Moto Playground, 2019 250 East Champion, number 26, Isaiah Dickerson. From Costa Mesa, California, riding for SwapMotoLive.com, 2020 250 West champion, number 19, Braden Carter.
Never gonna stop, never gonna stop. Going to the top, Kobe with the shot. Cooking like a pop, I see this shit. Popping like a kernel, I was never taught. CBA, never said, I've been on my grind for 7 days. Need a raise, swear to God I'll never be the same. TBH, TBH, yeah, CBA, never said, I've been on my grind for 7 days. Need a raise, swear to God I'll never be the same. TBH, TBH, yeah, she tell me just do it cause I'm
From Peachtree City, Georgia, riding for Panini Motorsports Underground RC, number 6, Colton Mitchell. From Picardy, France, riding for AJ Originals, 2018 Supercross champion, number 7, Alexis Leclerc. From El Paso, Texas, riding for Jack Daniels Racing, 2019 Supercross champion, number 2, Jack Haley.
No matter who you are, now our future is gone. Monsters we created are all around. We have to survive now, sunshine is gone. What's left of the world live under the ground. But through the golden sea, we see the dawn. We'll fight like the devil.
Tell her pull up to the villa. Buy shit in really, she realize I'm on a mic, it's a thriller. Walk on the coke, call me Kimba. I might kill our shit, yeah. I might read our shit.
From Warner Robins, Georgia, riding for Panini Motorsports Underground RC, your defending Supercross champion, number 1, Jeremy Siebel. On my phone, running up, I keep it low. Getting money, brody, she never told. No sticking so mad, I'ma go. But the whole fuck us have fun. You know, I cannot phone on basic call. I tell the shorty to rake it on. All I hear is shit facing on. How in the coupe, I race it on. Bad little bitch in the car.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to round number 5 of the 2021 MotoOption Supercross Series, live here on Start Your Systems. My name is Kellen Brower, in the booth, bringing you guys the action here from Indianapolis. The second time we're here in Lucas Oil Stadium in the last couple weeks. We're going to be here next week as well, and this is round 5 of the series. So what you just saw on Tuesday night in real life, that track is going to be raced here right now. This Wednesday night here in MX Simulator, we're going to have a full host of really great riders on the track here tonight as well. We're going to jump pretty much right into it. First off, I want to talk about the season schedule, though, because we are heading into getting close to that range where we're going to get to those 250 West guys coming up before long. But we're in Lucas Oil Stadium again here in early February. We're going to be there next week again on February 10th, and then we'll head out to Orlando for the final of the first kind of East Coast rounds to finish it off in Orlando. And then those West Coast rounds start in Orlando on February 24th. So we're in the month where the West Coast season will be starting before long, and we'll be jumping over to those guys pretty soon. Let's go ahead and take a look at the SX 101 for the format here tonight. This is MotoOption SX 101, the top 40 advance from qualifying. They just got the track about an hour ago. All of those top 40 riders will be seeded into 2 heat races each in their classes. Top 9 advance out of those into those main events. 2 last chance qualifiers each for the 250 and 450 division, where the top 4 advance out of those. And then your 250 East main event goes 15 minutes plus a lap, and your 450 main event goes 20 minutes plus a lap. Let's go ahead and take a quick glance at the times. Oh, I just didn't want to do that. I wanted to go into there. And let's get a quick refresh of the times here. And so it looks like Walter Gebhardt on the 5 was able to just beat out Alexis Leclerc for the top time, both of them in the 50s, low 50s, a 50.2 and a 50.4. Jack Haley, your current points leader, sitting there in third on a 50.4 as well. Colton Mitchell, last week's winner, on a 50.7 and a 50.7 out of Tyler Lang as well. So pretty much all your heavy hitters right out front. Take you down to our defending champion, Jeremy Seabolt, down here in P9. Seabolt, again, looking for more of a bounce back. 2 10th place finishes and 2 DNSs on the season thus far. He did not make the main events at round 2 and 3, so he'll want to be making amends for that tonight. Look at the 250 East times. Your defending champion, Colby Eaglin, and Jacob Hubbard, his challenger in this title hunt, right up at the front. They finished 1-2 last week in a wild main event finish where Casey Cochran rounded out the podium there after leading when the white flag came out. You'll definitely want to go check out round 4 action from last week if you missed out on that. And down through the field, it looks like we have a full host of riders again here tonight, just getting in those 40 guys in the 250 division. Quick look at the standings as well. 250 East, here it is. Eagland, 9 points up on Hubbard. Luke Sullivan, Daniel Mills, Nathan Prynn up in there. And then Cochran with that first career podium last week jumps up to 8th in the standings. In the 450 Supercross division, things are getting pretty close and tight here at the front, obviously. After Haley had a rough week last week, I misspoke. Haley no longer the points leader, remember, because Leclerc was able to take it over. Tyler Lang finishing second for the 3rd time this year last week behind Colton Mitchell, also moved up within 2 behind Leclerc. So we see a red plate switch tonight. Leclerc now having the red plates. Haley going to lose them and go back to his standard white backgrounds, but only 6 points separate those top 3 in the standings. And already you can see how they're differentiating from the pack. Adam Holm, Braden Carter tied for 4th in the championship, a little bit further back, 20 points behind Leclerc. So coming down to a couple guys already in this championship hunt, and it's going to be one of those things where we'll see these guys kind of separate themselves as the season goes on. Let's go ahead and jump in the server and see if we can't see what's happening there. Racetrack tonight, like I said, going to be pretty much identical to what we saw in Indianapolis in real life last night. There's a couple changes to talk about. First of all, there's going to be one less jump in the first rhythm lane and in the, I guess it'd be the second rhythm lane on the track. So if you could remember the track from last night, long left-hand sweeping corner into a rhythm lane, long rhythm lane. There's going to be one less jump at the end of that rhythm lane, but we'll see that when we get to it. Big double over the start, come through the left 90 over the finish line, jump, a little triple into the corner, turn back around, Supercross triple into a 180 turn, back down the starting line and underneath a tunnel jump as you make that left turn out of the tunnel jump in real life. Of course, there was 3 3-foot singles, a tabletop, and then 2 singles after that. There's only going to be 3 of those singles, the table, and 1 single after that. So we're going to see differentiation in lines tonight, probably where guys are electing to just go 2 on off instead of 3 quad, which we saw in real life. But we'll, again, continue to follow that storyline as it develops. We can maybe get an overhead look at the track here real quick, as we probably have 250 East heat race maybe getting loaded up right now. In fact, yeah, it looks like they are already out there for their staging. So a quick overview of the track. You can see from up above, this rhythm lane that's running on the bottom of your screen here going to have one less jump in it. So you'll see guys going either over table, triple, quad into the corner, no single out there, or some guys will go on, off, triple onto the second table in line, step off and single into the corner. A couple different options. I think we'll see the 450 guys trying to bust out the bigger lines, but these 250 guys most likely going to go with that slight roller in over the first table, triple, and then quad into the corner. The lane right behind it on the screen that you can see there, which is about the 5th lane on the track, again, 3-foot singles the table and 1 single out instead of 2 singles out. These guys built the track pretty much before the race was ran last night and didn't get the chance to update it today. It just how it goes. Obviously, they have a limited amount of time and framework to work with. So the track is very, very close to what we saw last night, just missing those 2 singles. So again, something to keep an eye on as these guys are about to hit the track out here for 250 East, heat number 1. Alrighty, as we are getting loaded in, you can already see our defending champion with the red backgrounds back on his bike this week, Colby Eaglin, on the gate. We're set to go here in Indy. Let's drop the gate at Indy 2. Good start out of the inside. That was the 89 of McIntosh that got a great jump, but he just kind of outwheeled himself. So into the corner first, it will be defending champion Colby Eaglin picking up that hole shot. Looks like Balzer on the 260 might be right behind him, or as he almost goes over the top of that triple jump and off the track, but just stays on. So Eaglin with the lead. Contact in the background, and Balzer goes down. That will put McIntosh up into second. Remember, these guys going 6 minutes plus 1 lap in top 9 transfer of the main event. So Balzer, who, remember, he actually led quite a bit of last week's main event. He will not be too thrilled about going down early in this one. As Eaglin lays it down on the start straight, and a little bit of lag bubble there for Luke Sullivan on the number 18 Team Nami as he comes onto the start straight in the background. Taking a look at Rogan McIntosh here. Difference of lines there right there as you see Eaglin triple and triple through there, whereas McIntosh going for the double on-off. There's the wall jump tunnel. And then, it looks like Sullivan almost got into the back of McIntosh, and then the wall jump after the tunnel jump here. Ryan Pinkerton on that TM Factory Racing Vlastimex.com number 395 has moved his way up into third around Sullivan with that mistake. So here's different lines as McIntosh makes a mistake. You see these guys going over that table, and Pinkerton not able to get the preferred option, but fortunately for him, Sullivan blew the rhythm. Now, that is McIntosh going down in the background. So we got riders sneaking through on the inside. I think he's just going to stay in transfer, maybe, as everybody goes down. And McIntosh literally gets boxed in by everybody there. So he goes back to 9th. He is still in 9th as more riders go down. And now Tyler Shields is going to go into that final transfer spot on the stool bend 777 as things are already kicking off here. Joey Arico on the Creation I-Spec number 828 has found his way up into a transfer spot here, looking for making this main event here tonight. This looks to be the battle for 5th brewing right now between Aaron Rockefeller and Rasmus Balzer, and that is Sullivan down in the whoops getting himself picked up. Balzer hit him as he was going by and just able to keep it on 2 wheels and stay up ahead of Sullivan, but now loses touch there with Rockefeller going away in front of him. So Balzer now dealing with the pressure from Sullivan. This is your battle for 5th on the track. Look at that line from Balzer over the first single quad and then over table double. Not a line that we saw pretty much anybody in real life hit, but a cool one there for the number 250 motorsport.com ride. Sullivan just trying to keep tabs on him right now. Looks like our leaders have definitely opened up a sizable gap already as this battle continues to brew here. Actually head back up front real quick, and yeah, here it is. Eaglin with the race lead has a nice lead built up on Ryan Pinkerton. Jonathan Alexander on the EVP number 148 is up into the 3 spot. So he just kind of snuck his way through some of that melee and has found himself in a good position here as Rockefeller now getting passed by Rasmus Balzer. Rider out of Denmark on the number 250 motorsport.com effort moves up into 4th. If you weren't with us last week at Indy, there's that line again that Balzer likes taking over that first single and over this table. It's going to get him around Jonathan Alexander. But Balzer led quite a bit of the 250 main event at Indy 1. Ultimately, just fell apart a little bit there late with about 4 or 3 minutes left to go. He crashed after the finish line jump and fell back outside of podium contention. But it was looking like it was his race victory there for a while, and certainly would like to make amends tonight if possible. So he's found his way up into the 4 spot. The 3 spot. Jonathan Alexander back into the 4 spot. Luke Sullivan now inside the top 5. It's 6th for Aaron Rockefeller. Oh, McIntosh just went down. He was in 7th. He's going to get passed by Shields, who goes into 7th. And McIntosh in an awful spot here, trying to get righted back down the tunnel and get going up over the top of it. Just gets to the top, but he gets jumped over by 2 riders, and he is now out of transfer. Emmett Sund. And, oh, I'm sorry. No, he's not out of transfer because that is a lapped rider getting out of the way. Or maybe that was not a lapped rider, actually. That was, who was that missed a timing gate? Clay Alfrey looks to have missed a timing gate there. He's still struggling with this. I think he missed one on the tunnel or went inside after the tunnel. And we still can't find him. There we go. Looks like timing scoring finally catching up with us there. So Alfrey battling for a transfer spot. And timing gates missed. Cost him a lot of positions right there as Dalton Plessinger tries to make a move on McIntosh, who is down. Looks like Sullivan may have just went down after the over-under, but he's going to get up still in transfer. Big gap separating our leaders right now. Paul's just dropped back to 5th. Luke Sullivan in 6th. Shields 7th. Sund in 8th. And here is your final transfer spot. Rogan McIntosh on the SwapMotoLive.com, number 89. Dalton Plessinger trying to close that gap down, as is Dominic Tiberino. Tiberino, a guy who is expected to contend for this championship, has not had an easy go of it this year. Definitely not the Tiberino we were used to seeing last year, as he took that championship all the way down to the final round between himself, Isaiah Dickerson, and Colby Eagland. Eagland, of course, picking up the win in that one. Tiberino still outside of transfer, just trying to fight his way forward. Looks like, actually, he just moved into transfer. We lost. Where did he go? McIntosh now just getting on after the triple here has lost 5 spots out of nowhere. So McIntosh falling apart a little bit here late. And as mentioned, that did promote Tiberino back into 9th. So he's in the final transfer spot here. Let's see if he can hold on to it. He's going to work on trying to run down Emmett Sund on the Moto Playground number 520. Tyler Shields just ahead of that. And this battle continues to rage on. Was that Jonathan Alexander down? No, it was not. But look at how close this action is. This is your battle for 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th on the track right now. Alexander just off the front on that Kawasaki. Makes a mistake going into the whoops. He's going to lose all of these positions as everybody freight trains by him. Balzer now moves up into 3rd. Luke Sullivan right there behind him in 4th. You can see Rockefeller on the 800. He's in 5th, and Alexander gets going behind all these guys, but he's actually going to make a pass here as Rockefeller, not able to triple out of the corner, goes back into 6th, and Alexander scoots back on by. These guys kind of struggling with this first rhythm lane here. You can see how much time they just lost by not getting it. So white flag is waving. Your race leader and defending champion Colby Eagland still leads this race. We're going to go right through into the main event with a heat race victory. Oh, Balzer into the inside pole. And Alexander goes around the outside, as does Aaron Rockefeller. And Balzer gets on now behind those guys as these positions continue to change inside of the top 5. As Colby Eagland, he's going to bring us down here with a couple turns to go. Dominant heat race victory, just what he wanted to see. Gets the whole shot, leads every lap, and Colby Eagland wins 250 East, heat number 1 at Indy. Ryan Pinkerton, he's going right to the main with a solid second place effort here on the TM Factory Racing Vlastamex.com machine. Great ride out of him. Luke Sullivan looks to be getting 3rd here. Jonathan Alexander 4th. Aaron Rockefeller's in 5th. Tyler Shields is in 6th. Emmett Sund is in 7th. Balzer has slipped all the way to 8th. That's going to be awful for his gate selection, but he should still be good to go, making it through as Tiberino right behind him, just trying to hold off Austin Bear into the last turn, and he will do it. That is Tiberino 9th. Austin Bear crosses the line in 10th. It'll be Mahan in 11th, Clay Alfrey in 12th, Rogan McIntosh dropped all the way back to 13th. Chris Post was 14th in this one, 15th for Darius Peterson, 16th for Colton Hansen, 17th for Gatlin Morrow. 18th was Joey Arico, 19th for Dalton Plessinger, and Rasmus Eriksson out of this one on lap 2 in 20th. Take a look and see if cuts affected anything inside of our top 10, and it did not, as Colby Eaglin has officially won this heat race. Get a close look here at the defending champions machine. Been told that the Panini Motorsports Underground RC team has actually got their skins finalized, so that should be the final pack that we see, hopefully, out of them. Maybe we'll be able to even see the defending 450 champion Jeremy Seabolt tonight, who we haven't been able to see the last couple weeks. All right, so 250 East Heat number 2 coming up next. And this one is going to be presented by, or brought to you by, I should say, MX Simulator. Without MX Simulator, and more specifically Josh Vanderhoof, none of this would be possible. MX Simulator captures that motocross feeling like no other game you've ever picked up, and Race Factory owes everything to JLV. Thank you, Josh Vanderhoof, for all the continued support over the years and this fantastic game that we get to play every Wednesday night here, MX Simulator. The 11th year, I should say, of MotoOption Clothing Supercross. MotoOption title sponsor back in 2011, and they've been with us ever since. But the MX Simulator Supercross series in its 12th year, starting back in 2010. And way back then, Josh Vanderhoof actually created the the tracks and hosted the series all by himself. That championship eventually won by Brian Haskell in 2010 and 2011. But JLV has long been very supportive of these competitive racing series that we have in MX Simulator, including Race Factor Gaming series, and we appreciate his continued support over the years. Shout out to everybody hanging out in chat. I see some of you guys asking for your shout outs. Good to see a lot of you guys here tonight. Ride for Life, Ethan McLeod, Danger Zone 12, Jace Williams, 42 Gaming, Leets, we got Bryce, we got Lachlan Smith, Ty Talbot, Ride Moto, all you guys in here, really appreciate it. Brendan Kennedy, thank you guys so much for tuning in every week. We got a good viewing audience live every week. If you're watching the playback on YouTube perhaps tomorrow or some other day and you want to watch these races live, we have them every Wednesday night, pretty much. I think the only off week we're going to have is the week before Easter. But every Wednesday night at 6:15 Pacific, that's 9:15 p.m. Eastern time, we want to tune in and check out the action as 250 East Heat number 2 about set to go here. The server is, I think it's official.mxslobby.com 19801 if you're trying to get in and race, but you probably would have already missed UID grab. All right, so here we go. 250 East Heat number 2 is on the gate and ready to go. Time to get revved up and drop the gate again in Indy. It's 250 East Heat number 2 live on SYS. Good jump, 441. That's Seth Shirley, but Casey Cochran's going to run him a little bit wide on the 90 and get the hole shot. Cochran, Moto Playground ride out front, getting the hole shot and immediately crosses Seth Shirley off there and takes down the 441. So Shirley, who almost got the hole shot, going to be absolutely buried in the field after that first turn crash. And Cochran, full of confidence after that podium finish last week, nearly won the main event at Indy 2 right out front from the get-go here in 250 East, heat number 2. Trevor Spencer funnels in right behind him. You've also got Jacob Hubbard and Nick Tomasunas coming together there. There's Hubbard on the 11. Benjamin Miljkovic, Charles Gable going under the tunnel. Let's see the 43 of Seth Garrett getting into the mixture on the VlastMX.com machine. Cody Branson, like that design there, just a brown bike, black gear, and a brown helmet. Pretty interesting setup. We got a couple guys down after the whoops. That's Charles Gable and Seth Garrett, and they just took Pichon with them, and 96. That's Daniel Irvine, I believe. Everybody getting hung up on the wall. You can see a couple guys coming over behind these guys. That's Jack Gatlin on the 369 right next to these guys. Caleb Hall also buried. So some pretty big names, some usual main event guys down and out early on as Cochran continues to lead us over. Spencer, Tomasunas, Hubbard, Miljkovic inside the top 5. Andrade's in 6th, 7th for Cody Branson, 8th for Schiabro, and 9th right now is James Cohen. Oh, Cohen down. The 479 machine hits the deck. So Oscar Minaya is going to go into the final transfer spot. How about this for the number 100 Radical VRS machine? Trying to hold on. I believe this would be his first career main event if he can make it through out of this one. It's got Tanner Thorson closing down, and then Shirley, who was down out of that first turn, closing up on the 441. See if these guys can't make something happen. A great ride so far, though, for Oscar Manias. He's actually closed that gap down a little bit to Jeremy Schiabro just ahead of him. Pretty close freight train here. Any one of these guys is just going to come down to a small mistake. Got a close battle brewing for the lead right now as well, but look at this heavy action back here. Oscar Manias trying to hold on for this final transfer spot. Cody Branson just slid out. Manias is going to get up into 8th and move Branson back to 9th, and then Manias slides out, and into the side of him goes Shirley. Thorson goes over top. Manias is stuck on the underground bale on the inside. Here comes Gatlin around the outside. Blitzes into the side of the whoops as Branson was down. Gatlin skips the tunnel jump and then comes on in front of these guys. That's going to be a bit questionable right there, but I believe Thorson has moved into the final transfer spot. No, I apologize. It is Gatlin in the final transfer spot. So Gatlin, Shirley, Hall, Manias all right there. Seth Garrett on the 43s coming in. Oh, Manias to the inside of Shirley. Nice pass out of the 100 right there. Now he's going to go after Gatlin. Meanwhile, I don't want to miss what happens out front. Cochran is leading as Trevor Spencer has Jacob Hubbard right on his heels. These two teammates. Hubbard winner earlier this year. Won the second round of the season in dramatic fashion. Got a rider down. That looks to be James Cohen, I believe, on the 479. Difference of lines again over that first one. And then stepping on off right here. Going to be interesting to see which one plays out to be faster or perhaps more consistent in the main event is what these guys may go for. Hubbard's just still working on his teammate Spencer. Just can't quite get it done. All the while, Cochran... looks like we actually lost Casey Cochran. He's not out front. He's gone back to third. So this battle for what was second is now the battle for lead. I don't know. Not sure exactly where on the track Cochran would have went off as Spencer almost through the front door on the on-off there. So it's Trevor Spencer from Jacob Hubbard out front, the two SwapMotoLive.com teammates. Coming up here with probably 3 laps to go next time by. They continue their battle. Cochran drops back to third. He's holding off Benjamin Miljkovic on the Phantom MX number 862. Nick Tomasunas running inside the top 5 on the MXLocker.com 999. Good ride for him. Schiabro's up to 6th. The district designed 152. 7th for Thorson. 8th for Noah Viney. And 9th is Andrade, but he's going to lose that spot as Irvine on the 96 shoots into the final transfer spot. We got a bit of a stack up of riders brewing here too. You can see Seth Garrett coming over the finish line jump, and I believe Seth Shirley just behind these guys on the 441 coming into frame. So Viney, Irvine, Andrade, Garrett, Shirley in a freight train right now, and Irvine in that final transfer spot trying to close up on Noah Viney. Looks like Seth Garrett's lost a little bit of ground, so it's actually a battle brewing for 10th right now between Andrade and Seth Shirley in the background. In fact, I think Shirley just made that pass as Viney goes down. So whoever gets by first, that's going to be transfer. That's Shirley, but look at Andrade back up the inside. Oh, Shirley almost into the back of the 927. Andrade, the rider out of Brazil. Here comes Seth Garrett up the inside there. messing with each other and completely forgot that Seth Garrett was coming through the rhythm lane, so the 43 goes into the final transfer spot. So Andrade, who is focusing far too much on keeping Seth Shirley behind him and putting the 441 on the ground, ultimately cost himself a shot at that final transfer spot for the time being. And he's going to work on going after the 43 here. Those guys haven't lost too much ground. In the background is Andrade down off the side of the tunnel. So Viney now moves up to 10th, Shirley 11th, and I believe that's Caleb Hall. Yes, it is there in 12th. All three of these guys outside looking in, but they still are within striking distance here of Seth Garrett in case something happens to this number 43 Blast MX ride. Shirley up the inside trying to get Viney as Hall goes down in the background. So these guys battling each other for 10th. Not going to be a transfer spot for right now. Meanwhile, Hubbard has made the pass on his teammate Trevor Spencer out front. And it looks like our two title rivals are going to win their heat races. Eaglin picking up his second win of the season last week. Hubbard, winner earlier this year. Close in the points, 9 points down. He comes down and wins 250 East heat number 2 here. Jacob Hubbard, nicely done. Trevor Spencer, he'll come across the line in second. Cochran trying to outlast Miljkovic for third. He will do so. Tomasunis in fifth. Schiabro will get sixth in this one. Tanner Thorson going to lose seventh actually late here to his Daniel Irvine here, not his teammate. atom.com versus Proline Designs. So Thorson, he'll come across in eighth, and Garrett will indeed hold on for this final transfer spot as those guys lost touch of them in the end. So Garrett comes across in ninth. Noah Viney heading to that last chance qualifier. He'll bring Seth Shirley with him, along with Caleb Hall, Cody Branson, Jack Gatland, Oscar Manias, Travis Hoffman, James Cohen, Fernando Andrade, Charles Gable, Anthony Pachone, just to name a few that are coming with him. And we will wait for those cuts to come in, but unofficially right now, Hubbard, another heat race victory on the year for him. Nice setup this one, I like it. I like that kind of cyan blue color, I guess you'd call it, like a light blue with that off green. Anyway, cuts have come in. And, well, nothing changed inside of transfer spots, but outside, Seth Shirley will jump Noah Viney for 10th. That'll help him with a gate pick in the LCQ. Everything else appears to have stayed the same. It's Hubbard, winner, 250 EC number 2. All right, now it is time for the big dogs. Ladies and gentlemen, 450 heat number 1 coming up next here at Indianapolis, Lucas Oil Stadium, round 5 of MotoOption Supercross. And 450 heat number 1 is going to be brought to you by the fine folks at Phil's Ski and Snowboard. Phil's Ski and Snowboard is your one-stop shop for all things ski and snowboard. They have over 35 years of industry experience, along with a youthful and knowledgeable staff, giving you the best experience you can find in Orange County. Whether it's tune-ups and repairs, seasonal leases, retail, or just giving information on the latest, greatest equipment, they are here to make sure you get the most out of your winter. Phil's Ski and Snowboard, proud sponsor of Race Factor Gaming for 2021. And they are bringing you 450 heat number 1. We'll see who's going to be lining up in this one. Obviously, Leclerc now holding the red plate this week. Jack Haley trying to get it back. Tyler Lang sounds like he's going to be in it for the long haul with this championship with those 3 second-place finishes on the season. Still looking for his first career race victory, though. Adam Holmes been strong. Braden Carter also has been strong so far this year. They're looking to continue that streak. Colton Mitchell finally picked up a race victory, his first of the season, his 5th career win last Wednesday night at Indy 1. So a lot of names to think about in this 450 class, and we're going to try to find out who's going to look the best here in these heat races as we head into those main events. Walter Gebhardt, Zoe Cross, William St. Laurent, Devin Ryan, Sean Klein, Garrett Hollenbeck, Jay Turner in this one. Who else? Jeremy Smith is here tonight. Jeremy Smith, he doesn't have his skins because he's probably playing on some janky laptop right now somewhere in Indianapolis. Been racing the real-life Supercross series, obviously. Logan Heagney, Bobby DeSalle, Trent Adams, Dylan Copeland. There is Tyler Lang, Tyler Schmidt also in this one. Big shout-out to Agra6na, 10 euros, dropping off a nice donation. Doesn't have anything to say, just being generous and dropping off a nice donation. Thank you so much, Agris. I really appreciate that. Hopefully you're having a fine evening wherever you are. As 450 heat number 1 coming up next. And Agra6na with his 10 euro donation. It's going to give us a really cool cam on this start. I want to look at the start. What do you guys think? We'll look at the start from up here so you guys can see, and we'll see if we can pick out who gets the whole shot on the start. I think that's going to be kind of fun. Do something a little bit different. Don't always get these high cams to look at the start. I'm going to see if I can just guess who gets the whole shot from this. It's tough to tell. You can kind of see those guys way down there as the 30 car turns sideways, moves off the track. And the gate is down here. Oh, somebody a big jump from the middle. It looks like it might be a SwapMotoLive.com ride. Is that Zoa Cross on the 27th, swooping around the outside? Was one of the Moto Playground rides, but on the inside it was another Swap Moto Live ride of Carter. It is Cross who comes out with the whole shot. Really cool to see that high cam. So it's Cross with the whole shot. Carter up the inside of Lang goes into second. Interesting to see Carter and Lang running the exact same gear, but different teams. Not often that you actually see that happen in this game, but it's still kind of cool. So Lang right there behind him. Bobby DeSalle, I believe, was maybe the rider who was way outside. Oh, we have, is that Jack Haley going backwards on the track over there? Yes, it is. Jack Haley missed a timing gate in the second turn, and he had to go all the way back across the track. He's way behind the field. I just saw him out of the corner of the screen going sideways across the start line backwards, and he is way behind the field. That is going to be huge for the championship if he can't make it into the top 9 here and has to go to this LCQ. So across, a little mistake out front, but holding on as Carter closes up behind. So just like we saw in the heat race just before this in the 250 ranks with Trevor Spencer and Jacob Hubbard, this SwapMotoLive.com team chocked full of talent in this field. And Cross leading his teammate Braden Carter. Carter, the defending 250 West champion, making his first full rookie campaign in the 450 class. Rough round last week, though, at Indy 1. Didn't make it through into the main event, though. And looking for something different here at Indy 2. Was in chat earlier, chatting with some of you guys. I know people always like when we got the guys stopping by and hanging out in the chat. Nice close racing here out front, though, and difference of lines as well over with the quad and then over table double out versus Cross up front, who elected to go roll the first jump and then triple quad, which is what we were seeing some of the 250 guys using mostly. And these 4 riders so close. How about Bobby DeSalle on the 34 Team Nami machine? He is right in this mix. All 4 of these guys trying to go for this lead as Lang goes down. Just tipped the front tire on the landing of the on-off right there. Pitched him upside down, and down he goes. Look at all the riders going by. Gets up just in front of the 44 there of Trent Adams. I'm trying to see if we can see Jack Haley sneak into this background of the picture here. I still have not seen the number 2 appear just yet, though. Definitely going to have a long road of work up ahead to even get close to this battle. Here is Jeremy Seabolt. The defending champion has had a very rough title defense campaign so far. 10th at the opener wasn't too bad, but then missed the main events at the 2nd and 3rd round straight up. Went to the LCQ and both of them did not qualify out of the last chance qualifiers. Finally made it back into the main last week. And again finished in 10th. So Really looking for a huge turnaround night to just kind of get something back on track, pretty much out of the championship race at this point, although Jack Haley might be another one of those guys that just straight up misses the main event tonight. Oh, Siebold. Woo! Hold on to it. Getting sideways in that rhythm lane there and just corralled it back underneath of him. Meanwhile, Carter has gone to the lead on his teammate Cross. Bobby DeSell has jumped up into the 2 spot. And Cross has slipped back to 3rd. Didn't see if there was a pass that happened there. So Siebold 4th. Caden Speck is in 5th. Tyler Lang has crawled back up into 6th. 7th for Trent Adams right behind him. It's Copeland in 8th. And William St. Laurent is in 9th. There's Sean Klein trying to keep things close in 10th. Schmitty, Tyler Schmidt, is in 11th. Garrett Hollenbeck in 12th. 13th for Cohenauer. 14th for Heagney. And here is Jack Haley. He's in 15th. And if you saw, going over the tunnel jump just there was transfer spot. So Haley pretty much 2 turns behind transfer right now. And he's running out of time quickly, so he's going to need some help here as he squares up underneath Logan Heagney. Nice move. Now, does Heagney run him wide? Oh, Heagney just lets him swing outside, and then Heagney goes down. So Haley, at this point, gate pick for the main event is going to be pretty much awful. Almost nothing you can do about that. But he would much prefer to just go through the heat race and not have to deal with any chaos in the last chance qualifier here. As he's closed up, he's now up into 14th. Got 2 more riders right in front of him. Hollenbeck and Cohenauer battling. Hollenbeck just letting Haley go by there. I believe those 2 are actually good friends, so I'm not too surprised to see that. So the 2019 champ, who had the red plate all the way up until last week, in danger of not making the main event out of this heat race. Trying to go to the outside of Cohenauer. Cohenauer racing him real close there, but Haley going to swing out and try to shut the door. They're still side by side. Haley with the overline. This will get a good indication what's better. I think that over option is a little bit better there as Haley makes another pass and goes up into 12th. Now he's catching St. Laurent here for 11th. And this is definitely looking more and more possible. Time is now expired, so next time by will be white flag for your leaders. St. Laurent here in P11, and then 10th. Just out of the corner here is Tyler Schmidt. Oh, Trent Adams was down. Tyler Schmidt hit him. Here is Haley's opportunity. Tyler Schmidt getting back on the track. He's side by side there with St. Laurent. He's going to go to the outside. St. Laurent gives him a nudge, and they're both going to lose maybe a spot to Cohenauer. Yes, Cohenauer goes back by, so St. Laurent desperation pass on Haley puts them both back, actually, I should say, and now St. Laurent's going to get back by Haley. Haley trying to square up underneath Cohenauer. This is down to the finish line jump, and a nice pass there for Haley in the end. He's in 10th. He's got to go get Tyler Schmidt in front of him, or else this thing is all unglued. These guys up the road a little ways in a heated battle. Meanwhile, Braden Carter just trying to hold off Bobby DeSell, who was going for it and goes down. And a much better week this time through as Carter going to avoid the LCQ straight up as he comes through, and Braden Carter wins 450 heat number 1. Siebold will get 2nd, Bobby DeSell 3rd, Tyler Lang 4th, Cross 5th, Copeland 6th, 7th, Klein 8th, Speck, and Schmidt is in 9th, but here comes Haley. Haley desperate to make this main event. Look at the wheel tap onto the table and then over table to the inside of Schmidt. Is he going to get it? No, Schmidt shuts the door. Haley's trying to go for it. Haley busting out a line I saw nobody do all day, and he's going for it at the line, and he just falls short a 1/10 of a second, and he's going to be going to the LCQ barring cuts. We'll have to see what happens. Cohenauer, Hollenbeck, St. Laurent, Adams, Turner, Ryan, Gebhardt, Heagney, Magnetti, Jeremy Smith, also headed to the LCQ. We'll wait for cuts. There they come right now. And Haley confirmed going to the last chance qualifier. Unbelievable. So Jack Haley headed to the LCQ here. in Indy 2. Valiant effort to come through the field, though, and just missed out by 1/10 of a second there on Tyler Schmidt. And Schmidt immediately jumps in chat and all caps here says, "Not today, champ." Well, Tyler Schmidt, he's a champ in his own right, the 2016 250 East champion there, Tyler Schmidt, so he's no slouch. And a nice job to hold off Haley in the end, but Haley was definitely coming. That was a close race for sure. Carter ends up with the heat race victory in a crazy ride, and wow. So we're going to see Haley, who had the points lead just a round to go in the last chance qualifier, which makes pretty much, I think at this point, every single one of the title contenders having gone to the LCQ. We saw Lang go to it in the third round. Obviously, Seabolt's been in it twice. Colton Mitchell straight up missed a main event earlier this year. Now Haley's going into it. I'm trying to remember if Leclerc was in one of the LCQs already as well. I don't believe so, but so far he's the one that's been left unscathed here. Incredible stuff. Okay, so 450 heat number 2 coming up next. We'll see Alexis Leclerc with those red plates. And 450 heat number 2 is going to be brought to you by OG El Paco on Twitch. His name is Ty. He's been around for a while. He says he streams in his free time and is a proud sponsor of Race Factor Gaming. He says, feel free to stop by and hang out. That is twitch.tv/OG El Paco, I believe, that you want to head over to and check out every now and then. Good to see a unique sponsor like that getting involved with Race Factor Gaming this year. And he will be bringing you 450 heat number 2 action here in just a moment. Oh, forgot I needed to disconnect, reconnect. All right. So let's see if we can find ourselves the points leader. And as I scroll to him, I don't think he's rocking the red plates. Sneaky, sneaky Leclerc. Playing mind games out here. Doesn't want to run the red plate. Says, I don't care if I'm the points leader. I don't want him. I don't want that big target on my back. So we'll see Leclerc, Kerr, Mitchell, Leak, Mills, Fjellberg, Robert Wilson. Just to name a few in this one so far. Aaron Downan's going to be in this one. Tanner Rogers, Jeff Cooper, Casey Ohlert, Braden Castellaneta, Logan Leitzel, Devin Davis, Kyle Carpenter. It's going to be a stacked one. All right, we're waiting on someone to load in. There we go. Okay, folks. Time to get revved up here. It is 450 heat number 2. Indianapolis 2, ready to drop the gate. Here we go again in Indy. Leclerc, great start out of the inside. Holm trying to drag race him on the 17. And out of the middle, though, it's the 22 of, I think that's Rogers. But Leclerc will get up the inside and get the whole shot. Mills right behind him. It looks like Holm came out in 4th as Rogers slides up in a 2nd on the 22. So it's Leclerc, Rogers, Mills, and a Yamaha sneaking up there. Is that Mitchell maybe? Yeah, Colton Mitchell got around Adam Holm in the first rhythm lane. Mills already trying to go to work on Rogers for 2nd. Here's Mills inside. Rogers around the outside. Will he get the drive on the straightaway? No. Mitchell also showed a wheel. Oh, almost through the front door there for Mills as he moves up to 2nd. Leclerc already trying to check out. Battle hot and heavy, though, for 2nd right now. Mills, Rogers, Mitchell, and Holm. 2, 3, 4, 5 early on here. Oh, little off-track excursion for Mills. Gets on right behind Mitchell. Very lucky not to make contact there. That could have been a unsafe track re-entry. Look at that. That was another one of those tire tap lines out of Mitchell. He just did the same thing we saw Haley do. Wonder if these guys are starting to pick up on that. I'd be curious to see if Leclerc out front is doing it. Mitchell, meanwhile, though, up into third. Won the main event last week, and despite a rough first 3 rounds, starting to look like his old self, his old championship competitive self, as Adam Holm is going to pass Daniel Mills up the inside under the tunnel. Mills trying to square off Holm on the left side, but Holm shuts the door into the tunnel, and Mills jumps off the track. Oh my gosh, how did he not land on someone in the opposite lane? Holm almost went down as well, so they pretty much ended up in the exact same positions they were before, but lost a lot of ground to this Rogers battle with Colton Mitchell just up the road. There's that line again. Mitchell. Oh, Tanner Rogers front flip for style and goes down. Pogo sticked off the last jump, getting his Mitchell Oldenburg on us. Here comes literally the entire field. Fjellberg down on the double. So look at this freight train right here. Oh, Rogers cases the finish line and gets landed on by Robert Wilson. No, I'm sorry, that was Craig Leake on the 92. Wilson on the 62 behind these guys. And Matthias Janis on the 130 running in the back of Leake and going down. That's Chase Blakely on the 21 just ahead of Leake here. So let's head back out front and take a look at Leclerc. I want to see what he's doing in this rhythm lane. He is going roll, over, triple, quad. So he's going for the more standard route that we've been seeing out here so far. Some of these guys electing to do that tire tap line. Mitchell seems like he's getting it pretty dialed in. Mitchell trying to close down a little bit of a gap here on Leclerc. Let's check lap times actually. 51.5 out of Mitchell, 51.2 out of Leclerc. So Leclerc certainly on the move out front. 50.9 out of Leclerc. Are you kidding me? Lap times these guys lay down incredible. They only get an hour on the track before they have to race it, and they're already looking this comfortable on it. This tells you the skill level needed to be at a top level in this game. Holm still trying to hold off Mills. This battle is for third. See if these guys have different options through this first rhythm lane. Holm sweeping a little bit wider. Nope, they both go over quad. And over the next table for Holm, but on off for Mills. So difference of lines there at the end, but kind of plays out the same. Mills not getting the best line for the corner, it seems, and that maybe lost him a little bit of ground at the end. Good battle between these two. Ooh, Holm even scrubbing the rollers. Mills almost into the back wheel. This guy's having a real nice battle out here. Different lines being used. Oh, Holm! Oh, almost went down on the tunnel. And then actually does go down. Lands off the very side of the tunnel. Trying to get going there just as Byron Downen comes into the mix. How about Byron Downen? If you remember last week with us, he had a great fight in the last chance qualifier against Alex Heckman. Eventually lost out. They were both going for fourth in the LCQ. And your 2014 Supercross champion in here. Getting back to old form a little bit perhaps is Downen. Was one of the best riders in the game there for a year and a half. Left the game for a while. Now gets back into it and finding his groove, perhaps going to the main event tonight here in Indy. Closing up on Holm ahead of him, Blakely right behind them. Then Janis and Leake all in transfer spots, and I believe Wilson in the final transfer spot right now. Yes, he is. So that means Castellaneta, Cooper, Whelan, Leitzel, Rogers, Fjellberg, Davis, and Ritzler all outside looking in right now. They've got some work to do to get up to the number 62 here. He's going to close up on Matthias Janis, though, on the wall jump. Oh, over the table. Double into the corner. Nice line from Wilson. Makes a pass on Janis. Everything fairly spread out at the moment. Although Leclerc must have done something. He's lost the lead. Mitchell has gone to the front. Not sure what happened to the Frenchman. Lost a lot of ground, though, real quick. So maybe a crash. Maybe it's just a little slide out somewhere. But either way, Mitchell is now leading this race and coming to the white flag. So already perhaps a little bit of a chink in the armor for Leclerc tonight. Had a pretty easy heat race victory sitting in front of him. 5-second lead, cruising out front. Does something to cough up the race lead and gives it over to Colton Mitchell. And this is kind of Mitchell's forte. Saw a different side of him at the end of the last Supercross season in 2020. Really showed up to play late in the championship there. And won a few rounds there right at the end of the season to keep things close. But he's always been the consistent guy. Just let things come to him and not worry too much about what other riders are doing around him. Just ride his race, let it happen. As he does it again in this heat race, Colton Mitchell comes down and wins 450 heat number 2 at Indy. Leclerc will cross in second. Mills goes to the main in third. Adam Holm will be fourth. Byron Downen looks to be secure here in fifth. Chase Blakely right behind him in sixth. It's Leak seventh. Janice eighth and Wilson ninth. Bryce Whelan trying to make a last-ditch effort here to close up on Robert Wilson. Going to be a little bit short, but you never know. Could come down to cuts. He's going to get into 1.1 seconds down at the flag. Jeff Cooper, Dennis Fjellberg, Tanner Rogers, Sabrina Ritzler, Devin Davis going for the corner hop. I don't know if, well, Timing Gates still picked him up, so he'll go through there in 15th, 16th here for Alex Kerr. Castaneda 17th, Logan Leitzel lagging up a storm in 18th. 19th was Casey Ohlert, and Kyle Carpenter, it looks like he did not make the start in this one, so we're waiting for one more guy to finish, I think, one or two more riders. We'll see whether or not Wilson could hang on to this final transfer spot. Only 1.1 seconds ahead of Whelan at the flag. Cuts are in, and it does stay the same. Actually, a little bit of a switch there. Byron Downen goes from 5th to 7th, so a couple guys leapfrogging him. But Colton Mitchell confirmed a race winner in this one. Who is on his helmet? Is that Britney Spears on his helmet? Can we get a little bit closer? I cannot tell who that is on his helmet, but that is pretty funny. It's moving around too much. Stop, Colton. Let's see. Yeah, that looks, I don't know who that is, actually. I seriously cannot tell who that is. That's funny, though. Colton Mitchell, winner, 450 heat number 2. That means it's time for the last chance qualifiers, everybody's favorite races of the night. All right, so 250 last chance qualifier. This one will be brought to you by the folks at Underground RC, the leader in radio-controlled fun, on-site indoor off-road track and carpet track, large in-store RC selection, Underground RC. I believe it's underground-rc.com. You'll want to check them out. We have here at Sorry Your Systems have actually been getting more involved into some of the RC world lately, playing some VRC Pro lately, which you guys are really excited to see. But also I've got some buddies that are thinking about getting some RC cars, so maybe, just maybe, we'll use Underground RC to do such things. Let's get out and into the server and get this LCQ started. All 2 So Pachone, Erickson, Bear, Hansen, Post, Mahan, just to name a few in this one. Don't get an RC that's outrageously expensive. All right, 4 riders go through. Who's it going to be, ladies and gentlemen? Get revved up. It's 250 last chance qualifier here in Indy. Ooh, couple guys hitting the gate. Gatlin, good jump, as is McIntosh. Looks like Gatlin's going to control it through the inside of the first corner. Seth Shirley on the 441's also in there. I see Caleb Hall and McIntosh with a good start out front. It is Gatlin with the early lead, but Shirley up the inside and a move into the race lead just like that. Caleb Hall, looks like Dalton Plessinger's sneaking into the mix. There's some contact in the background. So Seth Shirley, Jack Gatland, Caleb Hall, and looks like Dalton Plessinger now into the final transfer spot. Although a little bit of a mistake there, and here comes Colton Hansen. Rogan McIntosh also lurking back there. Dalton Plessinger is not number 5, but for some reason he has a weird fascination with running Walter Gebhardt's gear and bike, which he has done for the last couple of years. Not sure why he does it. He's not running that number. I believe he's number 61 or something along those lines. But it is a little bit confusing because it looks like we have a major player with a single digit in this race. He's a great racer, but he's not championship level. So don't be confused by that. So Seth Shirley out front, trying to open up a bit of a gap here on Gatland in second. These two already starting to pull away from the field a little bit. Seth Shirley was very close in his heat race. Just missed out. Also, remember, crashed out of the second corner after a great start. Had contact with Casey Cochran, so trying to make amends with a good start in this LCQ and just taking away with it. Little mistake from Gatlin. He's not going to be able to triple, so here comes Caleb Hall. Caleb Hall bringing McIntosh with him, I believe. Yes, there's McIntosh, Dalton Plessinger in the background. Over top, McIntosh going for the quad out. Plessinger trying to sneak up the inside. McIntosh squares off and somehow doesn't collect himself on Hall, but he does almost go down, so that's going to give Plessinger the spot back for the time being. Plessinger in the final transfer spot. McIntosh hot on his heels. This is anybody's race right here, and Gatlin just in front of them. Caleb Hall also right there on the 561 as McIntosh into the back of Plessinger goes down. Unfortunate contact there. And it opens up a bit of a train as we got more riders going down. Chris Post and Colton Hansen are stacked up in this corner, and the top 4 have a huge gap to work with now as Ryan Mahan gets blocked there coming on the track. I think he's side by side. Is that Clay Alfred? No, it's Manias there. Oscar Manias on the number 100 Radical VRS. He gets into the back of Mahan, and they stack up to the right side of the track and take Darius Peterson with them. So everybody's struggling back here now, and the top 4 are absolutely gone. Seth Shirley's got a nice little lead to work with, but the front 4 now have a huge gap. It's Gatland, Hall, and Plessinger. 2, 3, 4 right here. And look at how long we have to wait to find P5 here. Unbelievable. All the way back to Rogan McIntosh here. Just missed him. McIntosh has his work cut out for him, although Caleb Hall was just down. Caleb Hall getting up before the whoops, and here comes McIntosh now. Suddenly in it with a chance. Caleb Hall trying to make something happen and hold on to this spot. McIntosh going to be sending caution to the wind. He does not want to be sitting on the sidelines for this main event. Probably 3 to go still, judging by Shirley's lead. What's going to happen here, though? This is going to be very interesting to watch. Caleb Hall in the pressure cooker seat here. Rogan McIntosh trying to close it down. They've lost touch with Gatland and Plessinger up the road, but that does not mean that those guys are safe either. Any of those guys crash, and suddenly this becomes an entirely different situation. McIntosh, a little mistake on the wall off the side of the track. Meanwhile, Shirley out front is just going to miss the flag. This is a 5-minute plus 1 lap race, so 2 to go as time just now expires. Gatland right here. Here's Plessinger and Caleb Hall. McIntosh just ran into Cody Branson, who was down. So Branson just moves right on out of the way. So now it's up to Caleb Hall. Got to put in clean laps. Pretty much 2 clean, consistent laps here, and there's almost no chance McIntosh catches him. But that is much easier said than done, especially in a situation like this where you got your heart in your mouth. You're in the final transfer spot in the last chance qualifier. The lead's not that big. Yeah, so putting 2 consistent laps down, easy to do when you're just in a server with your buddies or maybe riding by yourself in time trial. Trying to do it in a race situation with a guy closing down, trying to take this spot away from you. Never easy to do as the white flag now waves for your race leader, Seth Shirley. We're watching this battle for 4th, potentially brewing. Caleb Hall and Rogan McIntosh going to try to dispute the final transfer spot. McIntosh, a mistake. Just clipped the knuckle on the finish line landing and then almost goes into the Davalos bales. So Caleb Hall should have this thing under wraps unless something dramatically different happens. Got a 4-second lead to work with. Jack Gatlin was just down. He got up in front of Hall. Plessinger now moves up into the 2 spot in this LCQ, but it's been all Seth Shirley in this one. Mostly in cruise control out front. And in the end, it's going to be a nice LCQ victory. Seth Shirley wins the last chance qualifier in Indy. Dalton Plessinger. Caleb Hall moves up. McIntosh was down. What happened? Jack Gatlin. I am so lost right now. Gatlin timed out? Or what happened? He did not disconnect. He has just disappeared. So unofficially, Noah Viney has gone to the main event with Caleb Hall. But it depends on... because Jack Gatlin's got to be riding somewhere. I'm waiting to see if in chat anything comes up for Gatlin that says timing out or something. Oh, he timed out. Jack Gatlin timed out. And he was in a transfer spot. He was in 3rd, I believe. And his internet absolutely dumps itself and allows Noah Viney into the main event. Super unfortunate there. Caleb Hall also goes through Dalton Plessinger and Seth Shirley. Now, Viney only had a second on McIntosh at the flag. It's going to be real interesting to see what happens here. All right, cuts are in, and nothing changes. Well, it looks like Caleb Hall leapfrogged Plessinger. Plessinger number 67, even though he's got the number 5 on his bike there. Shirley with the victory. And the top 4 will all be going through to the main, just in a little bit of a different order. Crazy finish there. Okay. 450 last chance qualifier coming up, and it is pressure cooker situation, folks. Jack Haley, points leader of the series not that long ago, won the first 2 main events of the year. Only 6 points down in the championship in this last chance qualifier. And at the rate things are going with how many guys are not successfully converting on main event qualification, this could be huge. This could give a huge advantage to Leclerc and Lang in the championship if Haley cannot make it through. Now, it's not impossible that if he missed the main event here, he's out of the championship. We have seen before where riders have missed the main event and still contended for the title. Tyson Fresquez famously missed 2 main events in 2013 and still won the championship. And Hunter Root in 2016 missed the night show at Toronto in 2016 and didn't even get a chance to race, didn't even try to make it into the main event, etc., etc. He had a computer update, supposedly, that kept him out. So he lost the points lead at that point, but he did contend with his teammate Tyson Fresquez down to the end of the series, and we're going to see whether or not Haley's going to have to put himself in a whole different situation here in this LCQ. All right, your nervous time for Haley. That's what I have been saying. Needs a start. For those of you that weren't with us in the heat race earlier, Haley, who had gotten a decent start in his heat race, apparently missed a couple timing gates at the end of the first rhythm lane. Not sure if he was off the track on the outside or maybe cut on the track on the inside or something like that. Either way, if you miss too many timing gates in succession, that is when your lap stops counting. You can't skip more than, I believe it is, 2 gates at a time. If you go from gate 1 to gate 4, for example, your lap time will be like, no, that's not how this works. So Haley clearly missed a couple timing gates somewhere, had to go backwards across the track to find where he went off in the first place, and now finds himself in this last chance qualifier. So here we go. Jack Haley far inside. This is your last chance qualifier list ready to go here at Indy. Not an awful start for Haley, but he's going to get pinched a little bit by Whelan. Someone from the middle gets a great start. Haley's down in the first corner. Haley has gone down. Gebhardt, whole shot. Devin Davis in second. Alex Kerr. Logan Leitzel is right there in fourth. Kerr goes off the track immediately. We got someone else jumping over top. That's the 45 of St. Laurent. Cohenauer's up in here. Haley went down and off the bike in the first corner. Kerr already off the track, gets back on sideways and takes out somebody else. So right now it is Gebhardt who just crashed out of the lead. Davis goes to the front. Gebhardt second. Leitzel third. And St. Laurent in fourth. Trying to get a scope back on Haley. Whether or not he was able to get up still in a good position. Haley made a little bit of contact with Whelan going into the first corner, then clipped someone on the outside of him and immediately tucked the front wheel and had a fall-off crash. So he has got a huge uphill climb here in this LCQ. He's at the back entering the whoops right now. He's got about 10 riders in front of him between himself and William St. Laurent for this final transfer spot. There's Gebhardt, another mistake out of the 5. St. Laurent up the inside will get into third. Gebhardt getting right back by him though. Well, St. Laurent jumping up the inside of him and takes Gebhardt down. Cohenauer almost gets into him. Interesting dynamic there as Gebhardt was in a transfer spot. Now he's out of it. So it's Davis, Leitzel, St. Laurent, Cohenauer. Then we got Jay Turner, Gebhardt, Fjellberg, Castaneda, Ryan. Where is Haley? He's lost more positions. Here he is. He's rolling the triple. Oh, my. This is going really bad. This is going really bad for Jack Haley. He might just straight up not make this main event. After a 19th place finish last week, it's coming unraveled so fast. After a fairly nice points lead for the 2019 champ, he's going to make another pass there up the inside. Got more riders down on the wall, and he just got hit from behind, got lag punted by whoever's lagging. I think it's Jeremy Smith. I can't even click onto him. Jeremy Smith lagging awfully here on the 4 may have just cost Jack Haley a chance at the main event. And here is Haley through the first rhythm lane. Unbelievable. So we thought early in the season it might be going into a 2-horse race very quickly, and we might be going down into a whole different ball game for this championship. Leclerc has a 2-point lead on Tyler Lang, who's going to try to keep this thing interesting, but barring an absolute miracle right now, Jack Haley is not going to the main event tonight. He has got so many riders still to pass. There is some chaos going on out front, so this maybe isn't impossible. St. Laurent, Leitzel, Fjellberg, and, well, Leitzel again, Kohenauer. Fjellberg's in the final transfer spot, but Leitzel lagging up a storm. These guys kind of stuck behind him. Castellaneta down. Fjellberg lands on him. Fjellberg is in the final transfer spot. Look at all these guys locked together, and Haley, man, what an absolute bummer it is for the 2019 champ. You can see Leitzel just up front of these guys. I can't latch onto him. He's in second place. There he is, but he's glitching really bad because he's got some sort of lag issue. Not sure what it is. Haley under the tunnel behind these guys. There's still some time left to play. Lights off the track. Kohenauer by. Fjellberg up the inside. Here comes Davis to get back through. Davis back around and into the final transfer spot. These guys absolutely going for it, and this could severely help Haley's chances if these guys all start getting together. That is Devin Ryan right behind these guys. I wonder if Ryan, who's Haley's teammate, might be aware of this situation. Give a little nudge or two to some of these guys up front, maybe try to help his teammate out. Haley's going over the finish line jump right now. And, oh, Leitzel almost went down. He is down. That is not transfer, though, I don't believe. St. Laurent, Kohenauer, Fjellberg, Davis transfer right now. So all these guys locked together. That might have actually just hurt Haley more than helped him that those two went down, because instead of pushing these guys into a mistake, they can kind of relax now. They have a gap. Back to Luke Magnetti. It's going to be real close at the flag here, too, whether or not they get another lap. St. Laurent with 10 seconds to go. Will they get one more lap to figure this thing out? 6, 5, 4, 3. Yes, they get another lap, so that is going to be huge for Haley. But he needs something dramatic to happen right here. So these guys coming through, they're going to go over the Supercross triple into this turn here, and Haley just going over the finish line jump in the background right there. He's up to 9th. Now up to 8th. He just got Castellaneta. There is some big names that are going to miss this main event. As down goes Kohenauer after the whoops. Kohenauer's down, so through goes Magnetti. And you can see Haley, he's desperate to try to pass these guys. Lap and a half to go. He's got around Gebhardt. He just got Kohenauer as well. Well, he's working. Oh! Castellaneta plows into the back of Jack Haley and stops his chance at going to the main event. He just absolutely rammed into the back of him on the wall jump. Not sure what Haley did to Braden Castellaneta, but Castellaneta just ruined Jack Haley's chances right there. And now Gebhardt going to be there with Haley. Little cross jump action. Gebhardt into the side of Haley, and it is just, at this point, pretty much over. These guys up ahead. It's St. Laurent, Fjellberg, Davis, and Magnetti in transfer. Kohenauer, and then Haley's in 6th, but he's just way too far behind these guys. So through the whoops, these guys through clean. Haley going to go under the tunnel. Just no chance at this point. So it's down to these guys just to try to hold on. And the benefactor would be Kohenauer if anybody goes down. But it would be dramatic scenes if something happens here. So up front, William St. Laurent survives all of the chaos. He is going to come through and win the last chance qualifier. Fjellberg across the line second. Davis will get third, and Magnetti goes to the main event in fourth. Cohenauer down, so Haley, oh no, Haley's down too. And he is disconnected, so Haley's night is done right there. Sabrina Ritzler also goes down. So Bryce Whelan, Devin Ryan come across the line now as well. Jeremy Smith, who his lag played a little bit of a part there in Haley not having a closer opportunity eventually. So Jeremy Smith and Braden Castellaneta hitting Jack Haley on the wall jump, ultimately costing him there in the end. But obviously Haley going down in the first corner, not a big help in his case either. Logan Higney, Jay Turner, there is Jack Haley out of this race. Castellaneta, Walter Gebhardt, Logan Leitzel, Adams, Ollert, Cooper, and Kerr cuts her in, but that's a formality because the front four were so far ahead. Magnetti, Davis, Fjellberg, and St. Laurent going through. And Jack Haley out of the main event. I can't believe it. So now we've seen Mitchell, Siebold, and Haley, all three guys that were battling for the 2020 championship within points of each other last year, not going to the main events on separate occasions through the first 5 rounds. Siebold has missed 2, Mitchell has missed 1, now Haley has missed 1, and it gives a huge advantage in the points to Leclerc and Lang, who are going to be in their own world in the points now. They were already, Leclerc 20 points up on Braden Carter and Adam Holm, who were tied for 4th. And Lang would be 18 points up on them because he was 2 points off of Leclerc. So if those two run up front tonight, they are going to be way out front of the field by the time we head to Indianapolis 3 next week. Okay, catching my breath after that one. Now it's time to get ready for the main events. 250 East main event, round 5 of their championship coming up. And this 250 East main event will be brought to you by Racetech Suspension. Racetech is an industry leader in suspension components and service. Racetech has been a huge supporter of RF from the beginning, providing a ton of prizing for RF's competitors. Racetech is your place to go for all of your suspension needs. Thank you, Racetech, for your continued support of MotoOption Supercross. And they bring you round 5 of the 250 East Championship here tonight. Devin Davis, how about that? Dropping off in chat. And so he gave a $10 donation, says 5 rounds, 4 LCQs, 4 mains, but he meant 5 mains. He's been in all 5 mains this year. And says, let's go. I'm so bad, but somehow keep making mains. Let's go. So Davis, very excited about that one. So that's the flip side you get. Davis, who was biting his nails there a little bit in the LCQ, was in, out, back in, makes the main event. He's ecstatic, obviously. He gets to go to this 450 main event, whereas Jack Haley, very frustrated from his side, does not make the main event here tonight, doesn't even finish the last chance qualifier out of frustration. It's sad to see, no question about it. But happy for Davis, obviously, because he gets to go through. What's going on, everybody in chat? Good to see you guys still hanging out. Swax is heading out, though. He's going to miss the main events. Got Logu, Jacob Cumbridge, The Muscle, Dale Mullins, Kerr 13, your mom's daddy, Brady 54. Everybody's hanging out in chat. It's the place to be on a Wednesday night. MotoOption Supercross. Hey, I mean, if you are one of the teams or the pit crew or a rider or something, at Indianapolis. It's freaking snowing there. All the restaurants are closed. I mean, why not come by and watch some MotoOption Supercross? It's a good time. Alrighty. What is up, Checkers? How you doing? All right, 250 main event starting list. Tyler Shields, Casey Cochran, Jeremy Schiavro, Dominic Tiberino, Nick Tomasunis, Noah Viney, Dalton Plessinger, Seth Garrett, Tanner Thorson, Jacob Hubbard, Benjamin Miljkovic, Ryan Pinkerton, Trevor Spencer, Luke Sullivan, Rasmus Balzer, Colby Eagland, Emmett Sun, Seth Shirley, Aaron Rockefeller. I apologize, I missed a couple guys there. Here we go, folks. 250 main event time here in Indianapolis. It's round 5 of the 250 East Region Championship here at Indy, the second round in Lucas Oil Stadium. Let's drop the gate in the 250 class. Looks like Miljkovic hit the gate, and it's going to be Hubbard v. Cochran into the first corner from the outside. Shirley tries to get there. Eagland leaves it on a little bit longer. Almost got there. Hubbard picks up the RaceFactoryGaming.com whole shot, and your two title combatants run 1 and 2 here at Indianapolis. Somebody also went down in the first corner. Might have been Cochran because he was side by side with Hubbard into the first corner, but it's Hubbard leading on lap 1. Now can Eagland latch on to him? Remember, Eagland came from 18th to get the race win last week. And this is setting up for a great one. Dominic Tiberino finally gets a good start in the main event. He's in third early on. Remember, he's still looking for his first career victory despite contending for the championship last year. So he would love to do it here tonight in Indy. Little sideways in the whoops. Everybody trying to funnel in. So what can Hubbard do? Does he open the gap? Does he maybe settle into a pace and just try to keep Eagland at bay? And what does Eagland have to say? Can he close this gap down in a hurry and make an early pass? Does he try to settle in behind Hubbard? Or does he just outright not have the pace? There's so many questions need answering. And 2 laps in, we have got a lot of racing left ahead of us. Hubbard a little long. Eagland tries to square up the inside. There's going to be a good move under the tunnel to square back underneath, but just funnels in behind him to the outside. Battle for the lead here in Indianapolis. 250 East main event, round 5. Championship leader Eagland 9 points up on Hubbard, going for it on the inside of the wall jump. This is for the lead. Oh, there's contact and Eagland goes down. Eagland was off the track. Hubbard got sideways on the wall jump, and when Eagland came back on the track, he did not want to plow Hubbard and get a penalty, so he just runs into the side of him and lays it down. Doesn't lose too much time, still under 2 seconds back, but definitely lost some ground there. Oh, Hubbard a mistake, and it's back on again. Here we go. Battle for the lead continues. So where does Eagland size up an opportunity? He liked the over-under on the tunnel last time through. Both these guys swing to the outside. Eagland very fast on the wall jump too, if he can just stay on the track when he kind of scrubs it. Through the whoops and over the tunnel jump. Little land on the knuckle for Eagland, so not going to get a drive this lap to try it. Out of this corner, triple over, and let's see, do they both go the same line here? They go through, over, quad, and then over table double for Eagland, but on-off single for Hubbard, so 2 different options there at the end like we've seen. Works out to be pretty even. Hubbard is just dealing with so much pressure. Eagland going to try an inside after the finish. For the lead, no, Hubbard shuts the door. So Eagland just waiting it out, just feeling out Jacob Hubbard here, it looks like. I think he feels he has the speed to make the pass and go if and when he wants to. So how long does he wait to try to make a pass? As we got Trevor Spencer on the tunnel there. That was a little sketchy. So Spencer going a lap down already. Hubbard, landed nose heavy on that triple, almost went down. And Eaglin closes right back up on him again. On-off versus over. Lines are different, that's for sure, but I'm not sure which one's faster. Gosh, these guys are nose to tail, and it's still going on. Lap 6. You have to wonder when Eaglin's going to think about a pass here. Here it is, maybe up the inside. Scrub the triple. No, backs out of the challenge. Let's Hubbard go forward. Double on-off through this section. Looks like Eaglin gets a little better drive for the whoops. Hubbard a little sideways this time in the whoops. That's not going to help his case. Gets the back of the landing, though, very clean on the tunnel. And there's still nose to tail. Coming up on 5 minutes with these guys pretty much being nose to tail this whole race. I hate to disregard anything going on behind these guys, but this action out front is insane. Hubbard, a little mistake. So he goes on-off single, and Eaglin elects to go over this time. Eaglin trying desperately to make a pass here, I think. Oh, man. How long does he wait? And where does the pass happen if he can size something up? It's going to probably be a mistake out of Hubbard. How about this? Inside after the tunnel, maybe trying to form a new line there. Make Hubbard realize he's there, show him a wheel. Good drive in the whoops again from Eaglin. He's going to try to go outside in to the wall jump here. Oh, Hubbard down! Contact, and Eaglin again gets hung up sideways and loses some ground. So that actually kind of helped. Hubbard was on his way to the ground, and Eaglin kind of punted him back upright. Loses a little bit of ground in the process, but not too much ground. He's still very close here. As Hubbard continues to lead on to lap number 8, Eaglin right behind him, and Cochran again. So the same 3 riders on the podium spots yet again. Tiberino's dropped back to 4th, Viney 5th, Balzer 6th, Tomasunas 7th, Rockefeller 8th, and Schiabro 9th, with Shirley rounding out the top 10. I do not want to miss a single second of this action out front. This is the difference right now between Hubbard closing the gap down to a 6-point lead for Eaglin instead of a 12-point advantage for Eaglin. If he can come through and take this win, it's a 6-point swing because Hubbard loses 3 points if he loses the race lead, whereas Eaglin would gain 3 points than he has, and it turns into a 6-point swing in the championship for these two. So this is crucial. These guys have to win this race, one of them, to make a statement here tonight. Lap traffic now starting to come into play. They are lapping Tyler Shields on the 777. Oh my, and he takes down Eaglin. Oh no, he was trying to get out of the way, and he swung wide, but Eaglin had already cut back underneath, and he puts the one down. Tyler Shields. Oh, what a bummer. So that is going to be Hubbard with a huge advantage as we just reached the halfway point here. And what a call by Checkers. Chris Riesenberg in chat saying lapped riders going to be a factor in this one, and pretty much the second they get into him, they become a factor. So Hubbard now, big gap out front. Eaglin's going to have to go back to work and hope for some mistakes out of the race leader. It is still Cochran in 3rd as he comes up to lap Shields as well. Dominic Tiberino really struggling through that rhythm lane, but just gets through it in time. How about Noah Viney inside the top 5? So you got 2 real-life absolute rippers in Noah Viney and Casey Cochran, showing what they're made of here in MX Simulator Supercross. Cochran runs 3rd, Viney runs 5th. Nick Tomasunas, also really fast real-life rider out of Florida on the 999MXLocker.com. He's keeping these guys honest, running in 6th. It's Aaron Rockefeller on the Moto Playground number 800 in 7th. Rasmus Balzer The Danish rider for motorsport.com runs in 8th. 9th for Seth Shirley, but he almost got tagged there by Seth Garrett as they battle inside the top 10. And Caleb Hall rounds out behind these guys with Ryan Pinkerton right in the mix as well. So nice little battling through the field here. That lead battle distracted us for so long, we probably missed some actually really good action back here. Meanwhile, 3-second lead now only for Hubbard, so something happened. And Eaglin has closed that gap back down a little bit. Just saw him in the background. But these guys going tooth and nail right now. Shirley, Garrett, Caleb Hall, Pinkerton off the back of these guys. So they're in their own little group. Rasmus Balzer is working on trying to pass Aaron Rockefeller on the tunnel. They both clipped the landing there. That triple out of the corner getting increasingly difficult as the ruts develop. Rockefeller off track. Nice recovery from the 800 to just kind of ease back left and triple back on there. But Balzer still trying to give him everything he can handle here for this 6th spot. And he's going to case the finish line jump, so Balzer goes on through. Now he's going to work on catching Noah Viney next, but Viney up the track a ways here, 5 seconds ahead in 5th. It's still Tiberino 4th. Cochran runs in 3rd. And let's take a look at the gap right now. Here it is, Hubbard right there. Oh, little slide out. Here comes Eaglin again. Oh boy, here we go, folks. Ding, ding, ding. Round, 9 at this point? Eaglin cuts underneath on the finish line. It's side by side for the race lead. Almost contact. Eaglin gets it. Hubbard squares back off. Oh my, so close. And Eaglin to the lead. How about that? Hubbard continuing to make mistakes in that left-hand corner before the double, and this time it's cost him the race lead and potentially the victory. He's going to go right back to work on the number 1. So now the roles have reversed. Eaglin, who was doing all the chasing for the first 7 laps, now leads with Hubbard having to go into attack mode. And where does he maybe pick up on Eaglin's lines and try something different here? What a fantastic race we have here, though, in this 250 main event from Indianapolis. These two have been nose to tail for better than half of this race. And really, it was only that crash, Tyler Shields getting together with Eaglin, that more or less caused the battle to dissipate in the first place. Hubbard, oh, he's up though. He stays on 2 wheels. He was all out of shape. He slid out coming into the tunnel, but just used the embankment to stand it back up, and then didn't get the line into the rhythm lane, ended up off the side of the track and then clipped the on-off. Almost went down. That's going to cost him a lot of time, and now Eaglin has a gap to work with. So again, lap traffic going to be a bit of a factor here. They go around Emmett Sund on the 520. Nicely done to move out of the way. So Eaglin's gone through there. Now Hubbard has 2 riders between himself and Eaglin out front. One of them looks to be Luke Sullivan, perhaps on the Team Nami. Just going out of shot there. Couldn't see if that was his number or not, the 18 ride. Oh, Hubbard, another mistake. Eaglin not really getting too far away just yet. Going the other way as Hubbard hits the wall jump. We've got just over 2 minutes and a lap still to go. And remember, this is huge championship-wise. These two seem to be pretty clearly the class of the field. They've been 1-2 in the main events 3 out of 5 times now, essentially at this point. We'll see if the race finishes this way, but if it does, it'll be 3 out of 5 times that they've gone 1-2. And they're certainly establishing themselves as the men to beat. So if it just comes down to the 2 of them, and they seem to get up front and battle for the wins often, these race victories are huge, much more crucial than we're seeing in the 450 class. And Eaglin taking a big step right here, where he will now be 12 points ahead of Hubbard in the championship, leaving Indianapolis 2 if he holds on for this race victory, which for the time being it seems rather likely. Up over the finish line jump comes Eaglin. Here's Hubbard coming across the start straight, so he's about 5.5 seconds down now, it looks like. Eaglin going the other way on the triple, now under the tunnel. Oh, Hubbard loses the front end. Little slide out, not a fall-off crash. So fortunately for him, not going to lose a ton of time there. But Eaglin, again, just stretching that gap out, and 2 laps to go essentially will come out next time by with 14.5 minutes or so on the clock right now. So yeah, 2 to go next time by. Eaglin, Hubbard, Cochran. Viney has climbed his way up into the 4th spot. He's got Tiberino right behind him, and then Seth Garrett off the back of these guys. So battle for 4th brewing here. Tiberino trying to close the gap down on Noah Viney. This would be a career best for Noah Viney as Benjamin Miljkovic down after the over-under. That was a close one. Tiberino trying to cut back underneath. The 77 Integrity machine needs this badly. He's had a rough season. Up the inside, gonna go into 4th on Viney, who missed the rhythm lane. Now can he catch Cochran, who just went over the finish line jump? As mentioned, 2 to go for these guys, so Tiberino gonna get the bit between his teeth. And there it is, Cochran just went down after the triple, so boom. Tiberino up into 3rd. Now Viney and Cochran race each other in real life, racing each other here in sim. The saga continues. Cochran trying to go for back-to-back podiums. Whoa, Miljkovic almost goes for the kill as a lapped rider. White flag waving for Eaglin out front, but the battle for 4th is hot and heavy. Could be the battle for 3rd as Tiberino's still right in front of these guys. So can Viney make something happen here on Cochran? We're going to find out right now. Both of them going over table. Viney does not get the preferred option, though. So Cochran might have a chance to say something about Tiberino's final spot on the podium here. White flag waving for these guys. Over the big triple. Under the tunnel, Cochran closing down. This is going to be a good fight to the flag. Meanwhile, up front, he's done it again. Colby Eaglin brings it down. And for the 3rd time this season, Colby Eaglin wins. Jacob Hubbard will get 2nd. The battle for 3rd continues. Cochran trying to close up on the wall jump. Tiberino goes defensive. Does he still get the triple? Oh, Case. Cochran up the inside, back into 3rd. Now does Tiberino have something to say as Tomasunis was down? This is Cochran's 3rd place to hold. Wow, unbelievable. 2nd week in a row, Casey Cochran lands on the podium. Tiberino 4th, Noah Viney 5th. Seth Shirley will cross the line in 6th. 7th for Seth Garrett. Caleb Hall was down in the last turn, and he's definitely going to get 8th because he just cut the crap out of the last corner. So in the end, 7th there goes to Seth Garrett. Rockefeller drops to 9th. Caleb Hall ends up 8th. Ryan Pinkerton there in 10th. 11th, Balzer. 12th for Sullivan. 13th for Schiabro. 14th for Irvine. 15th for Sun. 16th, Tomasunis. 17th for Miljkovic. 18th was Alexander. 19th for Spencer. And 20th for Thorson. 21st for Tyler Shields. 22nd, Dalton Plessinger. How about that, though, for Eagland? As close as that race was for as long as that was, he ends up with a 29-second win. And he also set fastest lap of the race on lap 12. So late in the race. Great ride there by Eaglin to extend his points lead. All right. No Jack Haley in this 450 main event. So can someone stop Leclerc's dominance thus far? Colt Mitchell not in the championship hunt, but picked up his first win of the season last week. Braden Carter, Tyler Lang, both looking for their first career victories in the title hunt as well. Carter's 20 points down, Lang 2 points down. Adam Holm also kind of in the title hunt, I should say. Being 20 points down the championship. He has one career win, going for his second win here tonight. And the 450 main event here in Indianapolis, going to be brought to you by MXS Lobby. MXS Lobby provides and sells quality MX Simulator servers with a custom dashboard and many requested features. MXS Lobby constantly evolves to what users want. Get one today and start racing with others. MXS Lobby, also the host server here that we're racing in tonight in the 801 official MXS Lobby server. All right, I'm going to throw it to chat. Who do you guys think's winning this 450 main event? Are we going to see Lang get his first career win? Is Carter going to get his first career victory? Is Leclerc going to pick up yet another win? That would be win number 10 of Leclerc's career, which I believe also would move him to 5th all-time, if I'm doing the math correctly. If Leclerc is able to get it done, he would be behind. He would have passed Downen, who has 9 career wins. Leclerc also has 9 wins. So he is tied for 5th all-time. Fresquez with 29, Seabolt with 22, Haskell with 18, Jeremy Smith with 14, and Leclerc, if he can get his 10th win here tonight, will move to, I believe I have that correct. I think maybe Hunter Root also might be in there if I'm not mistaken. So maybe 6th all-time for Leclerc. Got a lot of people voting for Lang in chat. A lot of T-Lang fans here tonight. Your mom's daddy picked Leclerc. Also, Danger Zone picked Leclerc. Daniel Olson on the Leclerc train. We got Ride Moto with Lang. Mayo 315 says Lang. MX Sim Clips is Lang. Carl Novak is Lang. Our guy Roto Moto is also about Lang. Carson Burns, Ashton Palmer, they're picking Lang. Everybody's on the Lang train tonight, baby. And Checkers is going for Tommy Clowers. So, no Jack Haley in the main event, folks. And this championship could be blown wide open right here before our very eyes. Who will win the 5th round of MotoOption Supercross? Live here on Start Your Systems, it's the Indianapolis 2 Supercross and MX Simulator, and it starts right now. Good jump, Leclerc, but a little wheelie cost him some time. Carter to the inside has a huge start, but he's not going to get the whole shot. He runs a little wide. Tyler Lang, RaceFactorGaming.com, whole shot award. He's got Carter right behind him. Leclerc was off the side of the track in the second lane. He's gone backwards. He's down at about 10th. So it's Lang leading Carter. Two guys that have never won a main event are trying to get it done here in Indy. Sean Klein with a good start. He's in 3rd early on. We've also got the 75 of Caden Speck up front. Robert Wilson with a good start. Jeremy Seabolt, defending champion. He's trying to get his first win of the season, his 23rd career victory if he can get it done. Bobby DeSelle's there. See Leclerc coming out of the tunnel in about 10th as Lang leads them through the whoops on the first lap. Carter going to try to size something up early here to maybe go for the lead, or will he settle in with Lang? Both of these guys have had blistering pace here tonight and through much of this season. Different lines over the table. Man, it's so crazy how that ends up basically the same in the end, with Lang going with the on-off quad over double outline, whereas Carter goes for the double over off the first single, and then he goes quad over table double out. Two different, like completely different lines, and it ends up being almost the exact same. Although Lang did kind of botch the lane just a tiny bit, so I wonder if it might be faster if he does it consistently. We'll have to see. Different options here as well as Carter swings wide to go a little bit smoother on the on-off. Lang cutting inside, goes double on-off as well. Down through the whoops. Trying to look back behind these guys, and I think Leclerc has already moved up inside of the top 5 if I just saw that flash of green that I saw. Yeah, it looks like he's up into 5th already. So Lang, Carter, Speck, Luke Magnetti up here. Oh, mistake for Lang. Here goes Carter to the lead. He's going to quad by on the outside, and the 19 SwapMotoLive.com machine out front here at Indy. Carter from Lang. Real question mark, though, lies in, can Leclerc just straight up catch these guys? Oh, mistake from Carter. Lang got a little hung up, and he's not going to be able to get to the inside on the tunnel. So they continue their fight for the lead, swapping inside to outside. Now Lang's going to cut back underneath. No, he just follows them into the whoops. Playing it safe early on. Leclerc in the background already working on Magnetti for 3rd. Oh, boy, the championship leader, he is coming. Although right now as they run, Lang would actually get the red plates. Lang just cannot figure out what he wants to do through this rhythm section anymore, and it is absolutely brutally costing him. Here's Leclerc into 3rd place. Seabolt trying to follow him. And Magnetti, I think, just went down on the inside there, so Seabolt goes up into 4th. And Lang has lost a lot of ground to Carter. Carter now all alone out front. What a turnaround this would be for Braden Carter to maybe pick up his first career 450 main event win after missing the main event last week. That's another guy who would be in this championship fight that we would consider at least to be in this championship fight that has missed a main event this year. Haley's missed one. Seabolt's missed one. Colton Mitchell has missed one. He's won a main event this year as well. Incredible developments. So as they run right now, Leclerc and Lang tied at the top of the points table. They both let's see, math. This isn't a math show, but I'm going to try to figure it out real quick. So Lang sitting on 81. He'd get 23 points sitting here. So he'd go up to 104 points. So they'd both be tied at the top of the table with 104 points as they run. Of course, that's going to continue to change as the race goes on. Seabolt's lurking back here. Cannot forget about the defending champion. 22 career race victories. Finally clicked off that 450 championship last year that had eluded him so many times. He'd been in the fight for the championship many years over, but just could never quite get it done. 2nd all time in career wins. Gosh, any one of these guys could win this race. Carter going for his first one. Lang going for his first one. Leclerc going for his 10th career win. And Seabolt his 23rd. And they're all nose to tail. Off the track. Lang again at the finish line. That's the 2nd time in a row he's done that there. So Leclerc sneaking right up into Lang. And this would be essentially for the championship lead. As it is tied now, and Leclerc down! Leclerc down and off the bike, and he's stuck in the Davalos bales. Let's see if he's stuck front wheel there. No, he's able to back it down. He gets knocked up by Fjellberg, and there goes St. Laurent, and Daniel Mills, Blakely, and DeSalle also going by. Leclerc able to get just back around Blakely. Oh, boy. This is going to be a lot of work for Leclerc now. He's got to get through some really quick guys to get back to the front. Working on Bobby DeSalle. Down in the background goes Blakely. Let's go on board Leclerc and watch him work his magic here. P8 behind a couple guys already. Actually, you know what? How about this? Battle for 2nd. Seabolt just got Lang for 2nd, so Jeremy Seabolt moves up into 2nd place. I mean, these scores to start the year for Seabolt, if he could win this main event, he would go 10, DNQ, 10-1. Are you serious? Unbelievable. But if he does win the main event here, he would also break a weird trend that's been going on, which is the last 2 seasons, the defending champion has never won a race in their title defense season. Jack Haley was the defending champion last year, could not win a race, just couldn't quite get it done. And Leclerc in his championship defending season in 2019 after he won in 2018, also did not win a race. And then I guess if you want to get technical about it, Fresquez won the 2017 title and then essentially retired after that. So he did not win a race in 2018. So for the last 3 years of Race Factory Gaming 450 Supercross, the defending champion has never won a main event during the season, and Seabolt's trying to break that curse tonight. As Carter, your reigning 250 West champion, continues to lead the race. Could it be the night to finally break through for his first career 450 win? Boy, oh boy. Got a lot of racing left to go. And Seabolt, he's coming, folks. Here is Lang. Then this battle, Fjellberg, Mills, and Leclerc. So Leclerc's gotten around to Sell. Next up, he's going to work on Mills. Oh, Leclerc. Oh, Mills down by himself. Here's DeSalle back underneath, though. Kind of dualies. Leclerc not known for his whips. So DeSalle tries to cut back underneath and gets stuck in the bales there. Leclerc able to get a nice pass done in the end. So through the whoops, Fjellberg just up the road has caught Lang. Oh, man, Lang coming unraveled a little bit here tonight. He just does not look comfortable, particularly in this long rhythm lane. Let's see if he's figured something out. Swoops outside, goes over, triple, quad, but he's off the track. Lands it, but, I mean, he just has not hit that rhythm lane clean once tonight. And now he's fallen back into the clutches of this Fjellberg-Leclerc-DeSalle battle going on right now. So, a couple riders, two of pretty much the most successful foreign riders in MX Simulator history. Fjellberg out of Norway and Leclerc out of France. Leclerc runs into the back of Fjellberg, doesn't go down somehow, trying to sneak up the inside, and Fjellberg just around the outside gets the line. Leclerc looking for an option. Fjellberg goes to defend on the inside. Leclerc gets hit from behind by DeSalle. Somehow DeSalle does not get front end lock on the wall there. Oh, different line. DeSalle trying to go for the quad over. He might make Leclerc think about him being on the inside here. Meanwhile, he and Fjellberg side by side. Look at DeSalle passing Leclerc to get back into fifth. Bobby DeSalle on the 34 Team Nami machine come to play tonight. Leclerc up the inside, slides out. DeSalle back underneath, gets him back. Leclerc going to try to go to the inside in this corner, and he runs into the back of him. So we have some head games going on here. Leclerc has to kind of punt DeSalle out of the way to get back by him. I don't think DeSalle is going to be too happy about that. Up and over the tunnel. I wonder if DeSalle is going to try to make a pass back here quickly, or if he just tries to settle in and just get back on Leclerc right away. Look at this line. DeSalle again. Over, quad, and then over this table. Leclerc off the track, so DeSalle is going to make an easy pass in the end to get back by for fifth. And Leclerc coming a bit unglued there. Meanwhile, Seabolt's gone down. He's back to third. He's right behind Lang. But he's lost a lot of ground. Carter now with a 12-second lead out front. Fjellberg still running here in fourth. Here's DeSalle. And Leclerc. These guys running nose to tail at alarming pace. This is such a fast pace these guys are going right now. You can see also in the background, I believe that's Robert Wilson, or maybe that's St. Laurent on the 45. Not too far off the back of these guys on the BPC ride, and then Adam Holm trying to battle. Didn't see who it was he's battling with back there, but how about DeSalle again using this line to his advantage up the inside to get Fjellberg, and Lang was down. Tyler Lang went down at the end of the rhythm section, so there goes the points lead, at least for the time being for Lang as Leclerc goes back by. But Jack Haley right now just sitting here hoping, praying Leclerc and Lang don't go any higher in this race and lose more points. Leclerc trying an inside line on Fjellberg. Can't quite get there. Now just goes up the inside, shoves the 3 wide. Fjellberg's going to try to fight back on the inside in the whoops. Over the tunnel jump they go. Fjellberg stays so much lower. He's got that awesome scrub technique and gets them right back. Lap traffic coming into play. That's Copeland behind them. And is that, I think that's Gebhardt on the 5 just ahead of these guys. Now to sell. No, I'm sorry, that's Tyler Schmidt on the 175. He's trying to get out of the way. Leclerc going up on Fjellberg. Just squeaks by and is also going to lap Tyler Schmidt there as well, as Lang now creeps up onto the back of Fjellberg. Incredible race as Braden Carter, 12 minutes in, continues to lead here in Indy. Unsuspecting, just running his pace out front as everybody else behind him gets into their battles. Bobby DeSelle, unbelievable ride for the 34 Team Nami ride. He is on an absolute charge right now, trying to catch up to the back tire here of Jeremy Siebold for second in the race. They're 14 seconds off race leader Carter out front. And a battle for second certainly about to be brewing here. This is a fantastic ride for DeSelle. And he's got that line so dialed over the first single, quad, then over table double out. There's Leclerc all alone. It looks like Lang has got around Fjellberg, so he's at least keeping tabs on Leclerc at this point. He's only losing 1 more point to Leclerc as they run. So he'd be 3 points down in the championship if it were to finish like this. And DeSelle just trying to get close to Siebold to make something happen here. Oh, huge crash in the background. That was one of the BPC riders, not sure who that was, going down there. There's Leclerc. There's Lang. Fjellberg right off the back of them. So it's Sean Klein who Adam Holm is dealing with back here. Adam Holm trying to go up into 7th. And remember, Holm 20 points down of Leclerc. So again, just trying to get as close as he can to Leclerc, and Lang for that matter, to not lose too many points. And he's going to maybe make this pass on Klein around the outside. Klein up the inside, gets it right back, but then tucks the front wheel. So there's the spot. Holm up into 7th. Going to try to catch Fjellberg next. Fjellberg, meanwhile, has caught up to the back tire of Tyler Lang here. Still Leclerc by himself. DeSelle trying to work up on Siebold. And literally by himself out front as we crest past the 14-minute mark. Braden Carter. It's going to be one of those races where Carter, man, it was so tough for him last week here in Indy. At the first of the 3 Indianapolis rounds, Indy 1. Just struggle street for Braden Carter. Didn't make it out of the heat. Bad start in the LCQ. Crash. Ended up too far back. Could not charge forward enough to get into a position to transfer to the main event. So missed the main. Comes back with a vengeance this week. Clearly looks like he wanted to make quick amends for it. And is just riding his own race, his own pace out front. Siebold and DeSelle are catching him. So I think maybe Carter at this point is kind of just settled into a pace and is just letting the race come to him. But it's a great ride so far, and we'll see if he can hold on to it. Meanwhile, Tyler Lang has lost 2 more spots. He's now behind Holm and Sean Klein. So Lang losing out big right now as it runs. Going to lose, I think, 4 points, although Klein just went down on the over-under, so that's another spot back for Lang. Going to try to run down Adam Holm next. Get down to crunch time here. Oh, Holm, a huge mistake in this rhythm section. That's going to allow Lang to close up quite a bit. Holm, Fjellberg, Leclerc, DeSelle, Siebold, Carter. I mean, none of these guys are particularly close right now with each other. By the way, it's Daniel Mills back in 9th and Chase Blakely in 10th, but his teammate, William St. Laurent, trying to cross up underneath of him. So a couple BPC guys just lapping Dylan Copeland right there. These guys are battling for that 10 spot. It's a good fight. Probably going to be a pretty fair fight, too. I don't think these guys are going to get too much into each other. There's a big bump on the inside of that corner, too. I'd be curious to check that out. Actually, let's see if I can go up to our leader and see it from his perspective. Yeah, I mean, doesn't really do it justice on board. Oh, DeSalle down. I saw him and Siebold going into the final corner side by side. So Leclerc goes up into third and now has Siebold in his sights. Oh, but that's that inside line again. Leclerc lays it down. He just missed some timing gates right there. He might get some cuts. So DeSalle lost out on a podium, at least for now. Adam Holm, oh man, he has climbed all the way up into 5th at this point. And he's bringing Lang with him now. Fjellberg has gone backwards. So Leclerc trying to close this gap down onto Siebold to maybe sneak second place out of this. DeSalle would like another chance at Leclerc as well. Rider down. That is not Siebold. Okay. Was a Yamaha rider, so it scared me there for a second. Siebold making all kinds of mistakes. They're lapping the 30 there of Luke Magnetti and the 62, I believe that is, of Robert Wilson now side by side with his teammate Magnetti over the tunnel. So they have Leclerc behind them. Leclerc gets hung up behind them, has to go into the tough blocks. Loses a little bit of ground. Bobby DeSalle trying to lurk. Adam Holm also closing in. Then, of course, Fjellberg's still back here. Wow, they lapped Colton Mitchell. Mitchell having an awful night after winning the first round here in Indy. Rider down in the corner there, but that was a lapped rider. Over table triple quad for Fjellberg, just trying to keep it close to Lang. Lang is down. He's caught up with a lapped rider right there. Didn't see who it was. It was that same Yamaha rider that was down on the start straight. Thought it might be Siebold. Was not. So Lang losing more points there as Fjellberg goes by. Oh, Leclerc got Siebold. Leclerc got Siebold for second, and an age-old battle continues. These guys always seem to find each other on the track, and the battle for second is on right now. Now, can Siebold get Leclerc back, or is this Leclerc's chance to sneak away here and just get this second place no problem? Getting through this rhythm lane awfully clean, but Siebold maybe got it a little bit better. So we are under a minute left to go, and a lap will remain after that when our race leader Braden Carter clicks across the finish line jump when time expires. So we're probably looking at 3 to go, judging by how much time is left. And Leclerc, for the time being, is just trying to keep Siebold behind him. They're about to catch a little bit of a group of lappers, or they were, I should say. Oh, Leclerc almost got in the tough block. Siebold continuing to close that gap down ever so slightly. So it looks like it's going to be a podium for Siebold at this point, but is it going to be second or third as time has now expired? So white flag coming out next time by for Carter, who we really have not seen that much of out front, but it's just because he's so in control of this race. Siebold inside into the back of Leclerc, like Leclerc hit with DeSalle earlier in the main event. But not able to get a pass done just yet. He's still looking for his opportunity. Through the whoops and over the tunnel. Where does Siebold think he can make something happen here? A wall jump always looks so enticing because it just gets so close together. Siebold working methodically on Leclerc, trying to come up with something. Looks like he's better through this rhythm lane. We got a couple riders down, so that's going to help not have to hit too much lap traffic here, but they are still going to hit some of it. That's Copeland on the outside. White flag out. This is coming down to the very end between these two. Taking some of this glory away right now from Braden Carter, who's about to win his first career main event. 11 seconds off the front of these guys going over the tunnel jump right now. And Siebold's lost a little bit of ground on Leclerc. That might be just enough at this stage of it. Here is the man of the night, though. A dreadful Indy 1 where he doesn't make the main event. He comes back with a vengeance. And for the first time in his career, Braden Carter going to bring it down, and Braden Carter wins the Indianapolis 2 Supercross, his first career 450 main event victory. Alexis Leclerc extends his championship lead with a second place on the night, and Siebel back on the podium in Indy. DeSalle crosses the line fourth. Great ride for him. Adam Holm, really good salvage job tonight. Going to just beat Tyler Lang to the punch and close some points down on Lang there. Probably also going to pass Jack Haley in the championship stand. He's going to be really close between all those guys, actually. Fjellberg comes across in 7th. Daniel Mills. He will pick up 8th in this one. Chase Blakely should get 9th. And Sean Klein, last guy on the lead lap, in 10th. So it was William St. Laurent 11th. Matthias Janis 12th. Luke Magnetti 13th. Caden Speck 14th. Robert Wilson 15th. Byron Downen 16th. Zoe Cross 17th. Devin Davis 18th. Mitchell 19th. Leak 20th. Copeland 21st. And Schmidt 22nd. Let's go through and see cuts changing anything. Nope, nothing changed. So Braden Carter, for the first time in his career, has won a 450 main event in Race Factory Gaming competition, and he will be very ecstatic about that proposition. What a nicely managed race by Carter as well, to get out front, wait for Lang to make a mistake and get out front, and then pretty much just cruise it home from there when all the chaos was going on behind him. Leclerc finishes second, extends his championship lead, of course, with no Jack Haley in the main event. That's going to put a huge chasm between himself, Tyler Lang, and the rest of the field. Tyler Lang looks like at the end of this all is going to lose 2, 3, 4, 5 points. So goes from 3 down in the championship, or I should say 2 down in the championship, to 7 down in the championship instead. So he's still close, but he's definitely going to need to turn things around as we head into Indianapolis 3 next Wednesday. Quick look at the season schedule here as we wrap up tonight. Of course, if you haven't been with us already, of course, we are on Indianapolis 2 right now, so we are actually going to be behind the real-life schedule from here on out. Indianapolis 2 just ran tonight, February 3rd, and then Indianapolis 3 will be next Wednesday, February 10th, which will be preluding the real-life Orlando Supercross that weekend, which, of course, Orlando will go, and then we'll run the first of the 2 Orlando rounds on February 17th. That will be the final of the first East Coast swing before they have a huge break in their schedule. And then we'll start off with that first round of 250 West on February 24th, again in Orlando at Camping World Stadium. Looking forward to having you guys with us all season long. If you so choose to stay with us, I really appreciate it if you would. As we come back in studio one last time, and just want to give a big thanks to everybody that hung out here tonight in the chat. A lot of fun. Saw some great chat going on during the main events. You guys were really getting into it. Good to see our buddy Jeff Walker hanging out. Luke Sullivan coming in, thanking us for the stream after this as well. Devin Davis for the donation there at the end. That was great as well. And really all of you guys that come in and tune in for these broadcasts every week. We have a absolute blast bringing you guys the coverage. And hopefully we have some good racing for you guys to watch. Good battles all night long. Congrats to Braden Carter and Colby Eaglin for their race victories, and we hope to see you guys next Wednesday night, same time, same place, for the Indianapolis 3 Supercross in MX Simulator. I'm Kellen Brower here from Start Your Systems, and we'll see you guys next week. So long for now.